situation. Michael really going slowly now. So, but alternatively, it could be something like a hydraulic pressure, Murray, or an oil pressure situation where he just wants to coast. He does have a half a minute in his pocket to third place man, but he's going to need it if he has many more problems than this.
Just look at the way that Kimi Raikkonen there in 9th place in the Sauber Petronas has gone past the second place man, Michael Schumacher. But Mika Häkkinen is not far off now, completing his 64th and starting his 65th and last lap. And over the line goes the Ferrari. So it's just hang on as far as Schumacher is concerned. He knows that if he can just finish this race, he's going to have done the next best thing to winning, and that's to finish in second place and get the 6 World Championship points that can matter so much. That's Nigel Stepney, the man who Schumacher hit last year, nearest to the camera. And then down the road, down the gantry of the Ferrari, some very calm but no doubt very worried people, because they know that he's got to hang on for that last 5 laps or so. And it's going to be a wonderful return for Mika Häkkinen after some many races in the wilderness as far as he's concerned. And he has lapped Juan Pablo Montoya and is coming out of the last corner of the lap to start his 65th and last lap of the 2001 Spanish Grand Prix. This is the man, Mika Häkkinen, who won in 1998, 1999, and last year. If he can just do this last 2.5 miles or so, he is going to have won this race 4 years in
He's
succession.
he's slowing down, Murray. I thought I heard it rattling as it came past the pits last time. Mika Häkkinen is slowing right down. Is he out of fuel?
Oh, this could be absolutely fantastic. He's got to finish this last lap. Meantime, Michael Schumacher at reduced speed will be closing up on him, and there is Schumacher starting his last lap as Mika Häkkinen tours. Is he going to stop? Is Michael Schumacher in the last knockings of the race as Häkkinen looks down into the cockpit?
Sparks coming out of the back of... I thought I saw a couple of sparks, yes. So it is a pure mechanical problem for Häkkinen then, not a shortage of fuel. Häkkinen, I do not believe, will get over the finish line.
And Adrian Newey looking there, and bang, the engine's gone. And David Coulthard had the same sort of thing happen this morning in the warm-up. It was a hydraulics problem. And on the very last lap of the Spanish Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher looks as though he's going to go through and take another win. What an incredible situation. It would be his third, and Mika Häkkinen has pulled off. Michael Schumacher has just got to get there. He goes into the lead. Wow, my goodness, an incredible finish. Mika Häkkinen had got the race in his pocket, only to be denied it. And look, this looks like a repeat of his situation at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. He's going to get out of the car. No. Mika Häkkinen waves to the crowd. This sort of thing happens in motor racing, and it has happened to him, and he has taken it magnificently. Michael Schumacher doing something I've never seen him do before. Wave to the crowd, and Michael Schumacher wins in Spain for the 3rd time to increase his World Championship lead. What an unbelievable finish. Martin.
I'm just wondering if Häkkinen can still score some points. Remember, he'd lapped everybody up to 3rd place man. Some of those will be able to recover that lap. Where will Mika Häkkinen still be able to finish? It was the final lap of the race, and still waving at the crowd. We're waiting then for Montoya. He surely will finish second. Yes, Montoya will have unlapped himself. So second place man then Montoya, and I'm sure Villeneuve, Trulli, and probably Coulthard can all come through too. Häkkinen may score no points whatsoever.
Good news for Michelin. I've talked about the Bridgestone-Michelin battle on the tyre front. And Juan Pablo Montoya takes second position, his first podium place for Williams and BMW. Over the line goes Villeneuve third, Jarno Trulli is fourth. David Coulthard has got 2 World Championship points by finishing in 5th position. And Mika Häkkinen does not score a point because Nick Heidfeld takes 6th place in the Sauber.
Yes, Häkkinen was 2 laps ahead of everybody from Verstappen in 12th place backwards. And of course, Michael then trailing so far behind. Michael was not going to clear the line and prevent others from finishing the race by winning it at speed. So Michael limping home to another Grand Prix victory.
Yeah, and what a lovely bloke Mika Häkkinen is. He's taken that bitter reverse of his fortune stoically, almost humorously, certainly very good-heartedly and good-naturedly. Helmet off, waves to the crowd, smiles at them. He will live to fight another day. But bad news for Mika Häkkinen, because he failed to finish in Australia, he failed to finish in Brazil, he's failed to finish here in Spain, and James Allen has news.
Well, I'm down here with Ross Brawn. You've just been talking with Michael on the radio. What were you saying?
Well, we were a bit mystified during the race because it was going so well up until the middle. I knew they were going to come in around lap 50, but our prediction showed we should have been okay, because the laps Michael was able to do in the middle of the race would have been more than enough. But they had a terrible problem with the third set of tyres, a very bad vibration, and he just couldn't respond. So it was our lucky day today.
You can say that again. I mean, that last lap was just unbelievable. I bet you thought that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I've been there before. Gerhard lost Hockenheim in the Benetton the last couple of laps. The engine blew up. I mean, until you get over the line, it's not finished. And I heard Mika go past, sounding very bad. So I couldn't believe it, no, but you take it when it comes.
You can't be born good, be born lucky, Ross.
Well, what does that picture in the background remind you of? It reminds me of Nigel Mansell driving the Williams with the great Ayrton Senna sitting on the side pod being transported home after he had retired from the British Grand Prix. But this time it's David Coulthard, who finished a brilliant fifth, having started 22nd, taking his teammate Mika Häkkinen, who lost the lead on the very last lap to the man you are looking at, Michael Schumacher, a brilliant victor.
Yes, ironically, as I said, Michael's lack of pace at the end and enabled many of those people, we saw them all unlapping themselves, allowed them to carry on and finish the full quota of laps, and it cost Häkkinen because he actually finished the race 9th, albeit on the side of the road. And well, what a change of fortunes. It all looked so easy for Ferrari, didn't it? And all of a sudden I remember us saying, wow, it's turning in McLaren's favour here. And just at the last moment, there's two sick McLaren drivers there. Coulthard got 2 points, but he knows he could easily have won this race now. His car's run faultlessly, and Häkkinen, of course, had it in the bag with under 3 miles to go.
And there he is, new boy. Juan Pablo Montoya finishes second. Michael Schumacher leads the World Championship now on his own from David Coulthard by 6 points, 36 to 28. Rubens Barrichello is still in 3rd position, and Ralf Schumacher is still in 4th place. And Nick Heidfeld in 5th position, but Jarno Trulli moves up to 6th place ahead of his teammate Heinz-Harald Frentzen, as a slightly bemused, I think, Michael Schumacher talks to Herbie Blash about his reverse of fortunes on the last lap of the Spanish Grand Prix, and Mika Häkkinen is transported not the way he had hoped, but nevertheless on wheels and not having to walk in. And you can see some very, very happy fans there. The Spanish Grand Prix, after one of the most amazing reversals of fortune I have seen for a very long time, won by Michael Schumacher, laughing his head off, talking to Sean and Lacey. The top 6 places: Schumacher, Montoya, Villeneuve, Ferrari, Williams, BMW, BAR. A good finish for Jacques Villeneuve, and those are his first points of the year. In 4th position, the Jordan of Jarno Trulli. David Coulthard gets those 2 World Championship points, and both the McLarens finish in the points for the Constructors' Championship to close the gap on the leaders Ferrari, and Nick Heidfeld takes 6th place.
Yes, Häkkinen didn't finish in the points, of course, Murray, but Coulthard with a couple of consolation points. And well, Mika just seems actually pretty happy with life, doesn't he? He put a good show on today, really his first properly strong Mika Häkkinen style race of the year. And I'm just surprised, though, that he's not a little bit more gutted, I think is the word I was expecting to have to use when we saw him take his crash helmet off.
Really nice to see the good fellowship that exists between them, and hats off to Mika Häkkinen for taking it so very, very well. So I think King Juan Carlos will almost certainly be presenting the trophy to the race victor, Michael Schumacher. The King of Spain is a very keen motor racing enthusiast. I remember earlier on in this programme we showed him presenting the trophy to James Hunt in 1976. It is indeed going to be His Majesty that presents the trophy, and the winning constructor will get his trophy.